Have you ever wondered why some people seem completely unfazed by the ignorance, rudeness, or irrationality of others? Have you ever felt your own blood boil because someone said something profoundly illogical, and you spent the rest of your day rehearsing the perfect comeback in your head? Have you felt that heavy, suffocating weight in your chest when you realize you are surrounded by people who refuse to listen to reason? The truth is, intelligent people, those who have mastered the art of living, deal with stupid people differently. They don't use logic to win arguments. They use Stoicism to protect their peace. They understand that a war against ignorance is a war that can never be won with words. Today we are going to explore the ancient psychological tools that allow the wise to remain calm in a world full of noise. We are going to learn how to stop being a victim of other people's limitations and start becoming the master of your own internal kingdom. The first lesson we must understand is what the Stoics call the nature of the fool. There is a mini hook here that most people miss. We often suffer not because of what people do, but because we expected them to be better than they are. Our anger is actually a sign of our own unrealistic expectations. Think about it. If you walk into a forest and a dog barks at you, do you get down on all fours and bark back? Do you spend the next 3 hours wondering why the dog was so disrespectful? Of course not. It is in the nature of a dog to bark. It is in the nature of a thorn to prick. It is in the nature of a fire to burn. Yet, when we encounter a person who is irrational, loud, or willfully ignorant, we feel a deep sense of injustice. We feel they should know better. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius began his mornings by telling himself, "The people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." He wasn't being a pessimist. He was removing the element of surprise. He was preparing his mind so that when he encountered a fool, he wouldn't be shocked. He understood that these traits are the result of a clouded mind, a person who cannot tell the difference between good and evil. When you accept that a certain percentage of the population will always act without logic, their behavior stops being an insult and starts being a data point. Imagine you're at work and a colleague blames you for a mistake they clearly made themselves. Most people would burn with rage trying to prove their innocence and expose the other person's stupidity. But the intelligent person realizes that the colleague is simply acting according to their limited nature. By expecting the bark, you lose the urge to bark back. You realize that their ignorance is their problem, not yours. This leads us to our second principle, the dichotomy of control. The most common mistake intelligent people make is trying to fix or educate people who do not want to be changed. We believe that if we just provide enough facts or explain the logic clearly enough, the other person will have an epiphany and change. But Epictetus, a man born into slavery who became one of the greatest philosophers in history, taught that our greatest source of misery is trying to control things that are not up to us. You can control your words, your intentions, and your reactions. You cannot control another person's level of comprehension, their ego, or their willingness to learn. When you argue with someone who isn't interested in the truth, you are effectively trying to paint a wall that doesn't even exist. You are throwing your energy into a void. Intelligent people realize that their mental energy is their most valuable currency. Why would you spend it on a transaction that offers zero return? Consider a heated debate on social media. You see a comment that is factually wrong and offensive. Your instinct is to type a paragraph explaining why. But before you hit send, ask yourself, is this person's mind within my control? If the answer is no, then your intervention is not an act of intelligence. It is an act of vanity. You are trying to play God with someone else's brain. The wise person simply watches the comment pass by, like a leaf floating down a river, and returns to their own work. They know that trying to force a fool to be wise is, in itself, a form of folly. The third lesson is the power of the pause. There is a psychological trap we all fall into, the need for an immediate reaction. When someone says something ignorant, our ego feels a sharp sting. It demands that we strike back immediately to set the record straight and defend our status. This is a biological reflex, a remnant of our ancient past where social status meant survival. But the Stoics practice what they called the discipline of assent. They believe that between the stimulus, the stupid comment, and your response, there is a tiny window of time. In that window, you have the power to choose your character. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic and then has the audacity to yell at you through the window. In that moment, your ego wants to scream back, but the intelligent person uses the pause. They ask, will responding to this person improve my life? Will it make me a better person 5 minutes from now? By delaying your reaction, you take the power away from the other person. You are no longer a puppet whose strings are pulled by the ignorance of others. You become the master of your own internal state. Silence is often the most sophisticated argument you can ever give. It shows that the other person's words weren't even heavy enough to move your needle. When you refuse to react, the stupidity stays with the person who uttered it. It never reaches you. But the Stoics had an even deeper insight, one that turns this entire concept on its head and might change the way you see every difficult person in your life forever. They believe that the most frustrating, stupid person in your life is actually your greatest teacher. Most people see a difficult person as an obstacle. A Stoic sees them as a gym. If you want to build physical muscle, you need resistance. You need heavy weights that try to push you down. If you want to build the muscle of patience, resilience, and emotional intelligence, you need the resistance of difficult people. Without the ignorant, you could never practice the virtue of tolerance. Without the arrogant, you could never practice the virtue of humility. Without the dishonest, you could never practice the virtue of integrity. The stupid person is actually providing you with a free training session. They are testing your boundaries, checking for cracks in your armor, and giving you a chance to prove that your peace of mind is truly your own and not dependent on the approval of others. The next time someone says something that frustrates you, try to shift your perspective. Instead of thinking, why is this person so annoying? Think, thank you for this opportunity to practice being unshakable. This is how you transform a negative encounter into a personal victory. You are no longer enduring them. You are using them to become a better version of yourself. The fifth lesson is compassion through understanding. The Stoics believe that no one does wrong willingly. This sounds radical, but listen closely. Every person is doing what they think is right or what they think is in their best interest, based on the information and the mental tools they have. If someone is being stupid or irrational, it's because their ruling faculty, their internal compass, is broken. If you saw someone walking with a broken leg, you wouldn't be angry at them for limping. You would feel a sense of pity. The Stoics argue that an ignorant person has a broken soul. They are limping through life mentally. When someone attacks you with a lack of logic, they are revealing their own internal confusion. They are suffering from a lack of wisdom, which to a Stoic is the greatest misfortune a human can have. When you realize that their behavior is a symptom of their own internal poverty, your anger melts away. You don't feel the need to crush them. You feel a quiet sense of gratitude that your own mind is clear. You realize that being angry at them is like being angry at a blind man for not seeing the sun. So how do we apply this in the real world? How does an intelligent person navigate a world that often feels like it's losing its mind? First, practice selective ignorance. You do not need to have an opinion on everything. You do not need to attend every argument you are invited to. When you encounter someone who is acting foolishly, give yourself permission to be stupid in their eyes. Let them think they won. Let them think you are the one who doesn't understand. Their opinion of your intelligence is not your concern. Your concern is the quality of your own character. An intelligent person is happy to be thought a fool by fools. Second, use the view from above. When someone is bothering you, mentally zoom out. See yourself in your room, then see the city, then the country, then the planet, and then the vast, silent vacuum of space. In the grand timeline of the universe, this person's ignorant comment is less than a whisper in a hurricane. It is nothing. Why give nothing the power to ruin your afternoon? Why let a speck of dust on the lens of history blur your vision? Third, remember the cost of entry. Every time you get angry at a stupid person, you are paying for their ignorance with your own health. Anger releases cortisol, raises your blood pressure, and clouds your judgment. You are literally hurting your own body because someone else doesn't understand logic. Is that an intelligent trade? The wise person says, I refuse to pay this price. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journals, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. This is the ultimate secret of the intelligent mind. If you respond to stupidity with anger, you have become the very thing you despise. You have let their ignorance infect you. You have allowed them to pull you down into the mud where they are comfortable. But if you respond with calm, with silence, or with a gentle dismissal, you have won. You have remained yourself. You have proven that your internal world is stronger than their external noise. The goal of Stoicism isn't to become a cold, unfeeling robot. It is to become a person who is so grounded in their own values that the chaos of the outside world cannot reach their core. It is about realizing that your happiness is a fortress, and you are the only one who holds the key to the gate. Intelligent people don't deal with stupid people by changing them. They deal with them by ensuring that the stupidity stops at their own doorstep. They protect their inner citadel. They understand that a man is as big as the things that make him angry. If a small comment can make you lose your temper, then you are as small as that comment. If you can stand in the middle of a storm and remain still, you are as vast as the mountain. As we finish this reflection, take a moment to think about one person who has been draining your energy lately. Perhaps it's a family member, a neighbor, or a stranger online. Ask yourself, have I been trying to control the uncontrollable? Have I been barking back at a dog? Have I been giving away my peace for free? Resolve today to leave their behavior where it belongs, with them. Your peace is too expensive to be bought by the opinions of fools. Stay focused on your path, keep your mind clear, and remember that the highest form of intelligence is not the ability to win an argument, but the ability to remain calm in a world that is anything but. The wise man is like a deep well. You can throw a stone into it, but the water at the bottom remains still. The stone sinks and the surface ripples for a moment, but the depth is untouched. Be that well. Let the world throw its stones, but never let them reach your depths. If this perspective helped you find a bit of clarity today, consider sharing your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever found peace by simply choosing not to react? Have you found a way to deal with the barking dogs in your own life? Your story might be the reminder someone else needs to hear today. And if you seek to continue building your inner fortress and exploring the depths of ancient wisdom, subscribe to join us. There is much more to learn, and the path to a calm mind is one we walk together. Stay wise, stay calm, and remain the mountain.